Hello, welcome to SysJune. In this video, you will learn about random forest classification. Before starting this video, please subscribe our channel. At the end of this video, you will learn what is random forest classification, advantages and disadvantages of random forest, why you should use random forest classification, why you should not use random forest classification, how to implement it in Python. Random forest classification. Random forests are made up of many trees, and there is no correlation between different decision trees. So here there could be a multiple trees, but there is no correlation between each. Random forest is a supervised machine learning algorithm which uses assemble learning method or technique for classification and regression. So random forest method can be used for classification as well as regression, which we have already on a regression part, and it also uses a assembling technique, assemble learning or assemble technique. An assemble method is a technique that combines the prediction from multiple machine learning algorithms together to make more accurate predictions than any individual model. A model comprised of many models is called as assembled model. So here if you see, if you want to build one of the model and you are using one of the technique like supervised learning. In supervised learning you are using random forest, decision tree, then any other algorithm. So an assemble technique is allowing multiple method or algorithm to predict or classify in one model only. Random forest is a bagging technique. The tree in random forest are run in parallel. There is no interaction between these trees while building the tree. Now, bootstrap aggregation or aggregating, also called bagging, is a machine learning assemble meta algorithm designed to improve the stability and accuracy of machine learning algorithms, which is used in statistical classification and regression. It also reduces variance and help to avoid overfitting. As we have checked for this assemble technique, so more than one algorithm can be used to build one model. Now we will see the advantages of random forest. It can come out with very high dimensional feature and no need to reduce dimension, no need to make feature selection. So again, it is not mandatory. If you see, you can use the feature selection, you can use the reduction dimension, but it is not mandatory. It can judge the importance of the feature, can judge the interaction between different features. Not easy to overfit. So here it will not easily overfit in some of the algorithm. Overfitting could be happen very easy, but here overfitting is very difficult. Training speed is faster, easier to make parallel methods, then it is relatively simple to implement. For unbalanced data set, it balances the error. If a large part of the feature are lost, accuracy can still be maintained. So we saw the advantages of random forest. Now we will see disadvantages of random forest. Random forests have been shown to fit over certain noisy classification or regression problems. So if our data set is more complex and more unstructured or kind of not easily load, so in that scenario it can be a bit difficult to predict or classify. For data with different values, attributes with more values will have a greater impact on random forest. So the attribute weights generated by random forest on such data are not credible. So we saw the example of sorry, we saw about random forest classification. What is random forest classification? Advantages and disadvantages of classification, random forest classification, and why we should not use and why we should use. So why we should use, it's better determined by advantages of random forest, and why we should not use, it's determined by disadvantages of random forest. Now we can see this, how we can implement it in Python. So here we have already coded it. On this part we are importing all the libraries. Import numpy as np, import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, import pandas as pd. On this part we are loading or importing our dataset. So dataset equal to pd dot read underscore csv, and inside it we have a dataset. After loading our dataset, these are values. So from this dataset we will extract value of x and y. So value of x is x equal to dataset dot ilog whole rows 2 and 3 column dot values. So once data is extracted, a value of x is this. Similarly, we will extract the value of y. So y equal to dataset dot ilog whole rows 4th column dot values, and once data is extracted, the value of y is this. Now we will split our dataset into training and testing dataset. So we are using sklearn library, sklearn.model underscore selection. From this sub library we are importing train underscore test underscore split. Now we have created a 4 variable, x underscore train, x underscore test, y underscore train, y underscore test, equal to train underscore test underscore split function. It will split our data set into training and testing. After splitting, it will store into these variables. So here real value of x, y, test size is 25%, random state equal to 0. So after data is being splitted, the value of x underscore train is this. X underscore test is this. Y underscore train is this. And y underscore test is this. So these are splitted value. Now we are doing here feature scaling. So from sklearn.preprocessing, we are importing standard scaler. Then standard scaler, we are creating an object or variable of it. We have to fit and transform the value of x underscore train. So for that, we are using standard scaler dot fit underscore transform method, and we are passing as a parameter x underscore train. Once data is fit and transformed, again we are storing into x underscore train variable. Again for x underscore test, standard scaler dot transform x underscore test. After transforming the value of x underscore train, we are storing in the same variable. So once data is fit and transformed for x underscore train, so this would be the value of x underscore train, and for transforming, after transforming of value of x and underscore test, this is a value of x underscore test. So we have transformed and fit the values. Now we can apply our training values for a data set, training data set, to random forest classifier. So again here we are using sklearn library. From this we are using assemble sub library which we discussed earlier. From this we are importing random forest classifier. Again from this random forest classifier class, there is a estimator and underscore estimator equal to 10. So this is how much estimate or sample you would take. So here we mentioned as 10. If you want to increase or decrease it, up to your choice, or a data set. Criteria entropy random state equal to 0. So it will generate our data or take a data randomly, and again we are storing into this variable or in object. Then classifier dot fit, here we are providing our training data set of x and y. Once our data is trained, we are predicting here. So classifier dot predict, based on value of x underscore test, it will predict, and we are storing into y underscore predict variable. So these are the values which are predicted or classified by this random forest classifier. So for checking how many values are correctly classified or not, we are using confusion matrix from the same library sklearn dot matrix. We are importing confusion underscore matrix. Then we have one variable name scm equal to confusion underscore matrix. Here we are using the value of x and y. So here y underscore test and y underscore predict. So it will automatically check from this real value and classified value. So cm confusion matrix, we check diagonally 63 plus 28, these are correct classified. 4 plus 5, these are not correctly classified. For checking the accuracy of this model, we can simply do the addition of all these values. The value is 100. Then we can see the correct prediction, addition of correct prediction, 63 plus 28. Now value is 91. So we can divide this value by 100. So our model accuracy is 91%. So by using a random forest classifier, we are getting an accuracy of 91%. We can visualize this data based on our training and testing data set. So here we are using x underscore train, y underscore train. Whole code is same as earlier one, no change in code. So once we are classifying this for visualization purpose, we are using this code. So this is a graph which is based on our training data set. So you can see how these values are classified. Some of the values are not properly classified. So this is based on our training data set. Similarly, we can use it for testing data set. So these two values we are changing here. Other code part is same, x underscore test, y underscore test. So this would be our graph which is based on our testing data set. If you see this graph, some of the values like this one are not properly predicted. So this is a simple explanation of random forest classification or a classifier. If you have any doubt about any of the topic in this, you can mention your email or you can ask your question on our comment section. Thank you.